banging on it. What's that?
Oh!
I have to wear your hat.
You told me, you read a post that I wrote.
Yeah.
And I said that these FMA systems can disappear in an instant, that we're hanging by a thread and we should do something about it. And then you told me it was never intended to be scaled.
That's true.
What do you mean?
I always, if you look back, again, like I was saying, you know, if you think about the old ways that instructors taught or FMA was kind of grown, protect the family, protect our village, protect your brothers, your sisters, and everything like that. You taught martial arts, you taught FMA, you know, to your son, to your nephew, to on a one-to-one. When I think of that, when I think of that time and moment, you know, that's that special time. But I don't think it was something where a part of the lesson was to be teaching the masses. And that's the thing about FMA. It wasn't structured to teach the masses. It was structured to teach you, my son, you, my nephew, my daughter. You need to protect yourself. You need to learn this, and I'll teach you. Where it went from there, who knew? But it started from just that one-to-one kind of training. Now, if you look at that one-to-one training, you couldn't look at it and say, oh yeah, it was, I taught my son so he could teach 1,000 people. I taught my son so he could teach 5,000 people. I don't think that was in the mindset. It was survive, grow, defend. But you look at today, you have an opportunity to share with the masses. So FMA was never designed in the beginning, I think personally, to be taught to the masses. Now it is. Now we're getting a chance to finding people who love it as much as we do, which is great. And we're also in a trial and error where how can we teach all the people that are interested in a way? So maybe we'll structure a 1, 2, 3 kind of curriculum so then they can all learn. Earlier we did a lesson where, here, you're not defending well. Here.
Yeah, you just started hitting me is what happened.
So this is my love to you. This is what I want you to do. Am I going to write a program, say this is how you should do 1, 2, 3, and then I'll promote you? No. Here, you need this. I'm giving it to you. What you do from that point on is your choice. But I didn't teach you how to teach the masses. I taught you how to fight. I taught you how to block certain points that are vital. I taught you the vital points that I'm hitting. But I didn't write it down. Here's the weapon. Here I am. And just start swinging. When you look at that structure, can you honestly say that was a structure to teaching the masses? And to me, I don't think so.
It's impossible, I think. The way you just taught me, I mean, how did...
So that's why if you look back in the 50s and 60s and then all of a sudden I'm seeing a group of 20 and I can't hit 20 people at the same time, maybe I can think of a number 1 strike that they all can do. Let me think of a number 2 strike they all can do. Let me think of a 3, 4 they all can do. And then little by little it can kind of grow. But if you look at the father who taught that person to do that, he wasn't teaching 20, 30 people. He was teaching his son. You know, so there's a big difference where that mentality of teaching one-to-one to teaching to the masses, where it relates where, like you said, a style could disappear tomorrow. I could teach my son how to defend himself and how to love this, but I might want my son to carry on with his dreams. If it was to be a painter or an accountant, you know, whatever he wanted to be, he followed. But to do martial arts where he loved it, and I didn't teach my son to teach the masses. I taught him what I knew on my journey. Yes, granted, it could be gone tomorrow, but if he told me the next day, Dad, I want to teach a lot of people this, share what you taught me, then it'll be another lesson. How to teach 20 people, how to teach 50 people, you know. So, but I don't think people back then, 500 years ago, teaching a son, created a structure with that intention of teaching the masses.
Right.
So, but now, these days it's great. We have the opportunity to do that. We have the opportunity to create that structure, to pass it over. pass it over to anyone who loves it as much as we do. So I totally agree. We could lose it, but it starts with us knowing that we can lose it. It starts with us. How do we share it so it goes to the next step?
Yeah, I think people, when I posted that, they were offended to hear that I think their beloved system is going to go away.
It hurts. It hurts that our journeys could go and die with us. I mean, there's so many Filipino masters that passed away, that styles were gone. But I don't think those Filipino masters lived in regret that their styles are gone. They lived with the happiness that they taught it to the person that they was able to protect themselves. They taught it with the love and intention to their son. What their son did with it, whoever, that's okay. But they already shared it. But if they thought, oh, my journey is going to be gone because my son doesn't love it as much as I do, I don't think that was the thought. But if I had to think now that what I do can be gone tomorrow, I would be disappointed if I tried everything I did to spread it and it gone tomorrow. I wouldn't be sad if I taught one person who loved it and it was gone tomorrow. So it depends on how I would kind of take my approach towards it, So I mean, I have to be fair to myself. If it's gone tomorrow, then it was because I let it be gone tomorrow. If it stayed for a while, then that's great. I mean, Kali will be here long after I'm gone. I'm on this road, maybe driving a bus, people are hopping on, but one day my driving will stop, but the road is still going. Whoever takes it from that point on, then it's their responsibility, So, as long as we share that intention from the beginning, they know where we're coming from, the next person will also either accept it or embrace it, and then it might continue on. But you give the people the choice. You give the people the choice to, continue if they want to, or just say, oh, Sensei, I just want to keep it for myself. That's completely fine. Sensei, I want to learn it and I want to share it to the next person. That's completely fine. So however you choose it, I want to be there to support either way. I want to be there to see it go either way, but I won't regret that I didn't share it at all.
Wow. Yo, that was sick, Sensei.